Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. Today we're checking out what has no right to exist in the UK in 2021, but still does. It's 2024 now, so let's... whatever.
Hello everybody and welcome back to a man that has understood that being English means complaining about England until America enters the conversation. My name is Evan Ettinger, and hey, this is one of the last videos I'm going to be filming in this flat. You might see one more, maybe, I don't know. But God, I really have to start packing because I have no clue where I'm going after today.
Evan's about to be homeless, y'all.
Today, we're doing another Ask Reddit thread, or rather actually, it's a Reddit thread. But not on Ask Reddit, it's Ask UK, all right? A bit more niche. What has no right to exist in the UK in 2021, but still does? Also, by the way, today's video is sponsored by you. All right, check out the seamless graphic. Ta-da! Thanks for subscribing, I appreciate it. But without further ado, let me just get rid of that. What is the top thing that should not exist in 2021 in the UK, but still does? Well, first of all, OP has said, for me, it's about being charged at shops for using debit card or being charged for withdrawing cash at a cash point. I actually haven't had that happen to me in ages. Is that still a thing? Does that happen to people? I'm pretty sure there's like a law against that or something.
Being charged at shops for using a debit card. That does happen. Don't use the debit. Don't use your PIN. Just hit enter and bypass the PIN, and then the store has to pay for the charge. It's a credit card.
Is that still a thing? Does that happen to people?
It is here.
I'm pretty sure there's like a law against that or something.
What?
I feel like there was. You can definitely be charged at cash machines, which I still just prefer saying ATM. I mean, the absolute worst time to get charged is when you're at like a festival. You have no other recourse of getting money.
Oh, that's
they're like
worst.
£5 to withdraw your own money. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, gosh, dang it. But here we go. Top comments. What do we got? Mrs. Brown's Boys. Absolutely should not exist in 2021, but here we are.
What is Mrs. Brown's Boys? Never heard of Mrs. Brown? Not familiar with her boys. Mrs. Brown's... Oh, a television sitcom created by and starring Brendan O'Carroll. Okay, a guy playing a woman. I don't know if that's cool anymore. I don't mind it, but I think some people mind it. The show did not return in 2021 due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and in 2022 it was reported that the series had been canceled. Justice has been served, Evan. There's no more Mrs. Brown Boys. Mrs. Mound Boys.
I'm gonna be honest, I've never once seen it, okay? I think I've seen half a trailer. Is that a good thing or not? Also, isn't that, correct me if I'm wrong, Irish? Right? Still exists in the UK, I suppose. I think I dodged that one, right? Right? I've literally packed up everything in my room except what you see right here.
And the plant in the
First
back.
past the post as an electoral system. Hey, I'm pretty sure we tried to get rid of that.
What? Hang on. What is that? First past the post as an electoral system. First past the post? First past the post voting. A plurality voting system wherein voters cast a vote for a single candidate and the candidate with the most votes wins the election. The term first past the post is a metaphor from horse racing of the plurality voted candidate, blah, 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 blah. As a winner-take-all method, it often produces disproportional results, particularly when electing members of a legislature, in the sense that the political parties do not get representation according to their share of the popular vote. This usually favors the largest party and parties with strong regional support, to the detriment of smaller parties without a geographically concentrated base. Yeah, I don't know if that's good or not. Sounds bad, but I don't know. Maybe it's normal. Maybe that's just the way it is. I don't know.
Hey, I'm pretty sure we tried to get rid of that actually before I moved here, I think, and it's still here, but yes, really shouldn't be a thing in 2021, but maybe there is some hope in the future. We just need another one of those elections, so they're called. For those of you unaware, first past the post system is a plurality voting system in which the candidate who wins the most votes in each constituency is elected. The first preference, voters can then choose to express further preferences for as many as are available, basically. The count begins allocating votes in line with first preferences. I still think this is just a bit better than the US's system, so yeah. But then again, if I was saying that, I could say, at least student loans in the UK aren't as bad as the US. That still doesn't mean they're great. So yeah, it's hard for me not to do that because of my comparison brain. We were given a referendum on it. We f***ed it. England. Homelessness and poverty of any kind. People should be able to sleep with a roof over their head and get a decent meal. What do you mean? Did you mean to say more luxury housing? I feel like that's something we need. Houses for everyone? No. How is everyone supposed to profit off of that? You know, the money. Come on, guys. 2021, we need more luxury housing. Sarcasm. All right, racism. No other answer. I mean, get 2021, please. How about 2020?
Okay.
How about 2019? How about 1800s, please? Evan, he's so woke. He says racism bad. But also, seriously, 2021, if you got some racist thoughts, maybe try and work on those. You're a bit late, but also maybe try and work on those, please. Please. 2022, let's actually, no, 2021, get rid of it, okay?
I mean, it seems like an
homophobia,
obvious
transphobia,
answer.
sexism, homelessness, food banks, etc. Surely the answer is
great.
intolerance or okay.
Right,
Yes, you could put any ism at the end of this, and I'm fairly certain everyone would agree with you, all right? This is like an American thread, and tipping is bad. People who don't indicate, or as we like to say in the States, people who don't turn on the turn signal. I don't know why I've never used the word indicate in the States. I think we would just say turn on your blinker or turn on your turn signal. But yeah, if you're driving on the roads, especially in London, and you don't know how to indicate which direction you're going, maybe you'll be indicating which direction you're going to the morgue.
This is a dumb story, but when I was 16 years old and I got my driver's license, I happened to be driving in front of a friend of my mom's, and I used my blinker to indicate when I turned, and my mom's friend said, "He's such a great driver, he uses his blinker." And I thought, wait, most people don't use their blinker? I just learned how to drive. This is a dumb story. I'm going to cut it out. Evan, what else you got?
Because you're going to die. Hopefully not, but also please learn how to drive for the love of God. Pennies, no point in them. Oh, John Green has entered the chat. They cost more to produce than their value. Use of cash has dropped massively, especially since the pandemic. As you say this, my mom just told me that, you know, they've actually paid off their house over in the States, and they went on holiday to Colorado, you know,
nice.
Rocky Mountain High.
Yeah.
And they brought only cash. Blew my mind. I was like, Mom, how the... She's like,
dangerous.
You know, it just feels so much more comfortable. People are around with these scanning machines and they'll scan your credit cards. And I'm like, you could always get that money back. You know what happens when you lose your cash?
Yeah.
You lose it
It's
forever.
gone.
You think the bank's going to be like, oh, how much do you have in your wallet? Cool. No. Oh, man, that would stress me out so much. I am absolutely not a cash person. Are you guys? I don't know how old you are specifically, but maybe it's just me being a millennial. I will tap my Amex. I will tap my, like, Apple Pay. That's all I want. Sometimes I use cash, but only when I'm committing nefarious deeds.
Me too. Only when I'm buying hooks and remember traveler's checks?
The copper should be used elsewhere. Yes, such as wiring, I suppose. But as I said, it costs more to make them than their actual value they hold.
Frying pans.
It does not make sense to be making pennies. Why don't we just scrap them? I'm pretty sure there's some countries in the world that have gotten rid of their lowest denomination coin, and I have not heard of anything bad happening in this place that I have totally unsourcedly talked about.
Do we still make pennies in the United States? The U.S. spent $179 million in 2023 minting pennies. Can I have one of those million and we just have less pennies? Bling, bling. Penny debate in the United States. A debate exists within the United States government and American society and large blah, 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 blah. The penny costs more to produce than 1 cent is worth. The government loses money on every penny that is created. This is dumb.
We should round up to the nearest 5p. Shit, round up to the nearest 1,000, okay? If you've got 5p, that's 1,000 pounds. Maybe I could buy a freaking sofa for my new flat. I say anything off under 10p. I hate change. We all hate change. Just as hopefully you won't hate the change of me changing how soon. Anyone with a full-time job should earn enough to be able to live comfortably on their own. No one working 40 plus hours should be struggling.
True.
Say it again for the people at the government. Also, for any Americans watching, I hope you can see here, it's not just you, okay? This problem is very much a worldwide thing.
Hey.
UK is currently struggling with also having way too low of pay.
We're the same.
Especially when you live in a city center such as London, but also a lot of the other UK. The Bubble Man. He lives in a London bubble. Jokes aside, I do genuinely believe if you are working 40 plus, don't even count, 40. If you're working 40 hours a week, that should be the amount you need to live comfortably. Everybody. I do firmly believe that.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
that's a lot of work.
What are we to expect as a society? That everyone must work in like grueling hours to the point where they die so that we can all go, hey, how much did you work last night? Jerk each other. No, thank you. Okay? Not in the society that I'd like to live in. And I don't think it's that much of a change to fix it. Just have to, you know, listen to people and not companies. But then who will pay the rents?
In California, the minimum wage for a fast food worker is now $20 an hour. And that's causing the fast food prices to go up, which is causing people to eat less fast food, which is causing them to hire less workers, which is causing less jobs, which is causing less people to get $20 an hour. I don't understand the economy. It's confusing, right? Chicken or the egg kind of thing.
But then who will pay the rents of the private landlords if people made enough money to become their own landlords? Exactly. Think about it. The most important job in the world, being a landlord. How are they going to pay their bills if everyone else can just buy a house?
The poor landlords.
Guys, please, justice for the landlords. I'm so excited to never see my landlord at this house again. Wow, boy.
I've never met my landlord. He stays far away where I like it.
Card surcharges were banned in 2018.
Card surcharges were banned in January 2018. Not in America. What the
I told you so. I told you it was banned. Sorry if someone else has said this, but James Gordon. Okay.
Well, joke's on you, because since this video was made, he moved from America back to the UK. I'm pretty sure, I don't know.
I kind of feel bad for him because by the time I entered the UK, I never got to see his heyday, okay? Y'all loved him and Gavin and Stacey. You're like, oh, I love James Corden. And then when he became America's little sweetheart, y'all hated him. You just got tainted with his success.
I don't think he was America's sweetheart.
So all I've seen is y'all be really bitter at a poor successful man. That being said, I still think it's funny. I hope he's okay with all the,
He's
job offers he
fine.
gets probably. TV license. TV licenses aren't really a thing in 2021. Just don't pay for them. I've never once in my entire life paid for a TV license. Woo, woo, don't worry. I don't watch TV here. Who watches TV in 2021? All right? I've got my Apple TV. I watch my YouTube. I watch... Only if there's a Netflix series I want to watch, I will borrow a friend's Netflix. All right, that's the type of cheapo I am. But hey, I'm just watching YouTube freaking 40 hours a week.
I buy Netflix for a month every year and just catch up on the Netflix shows that I want to watch. And there's maybe 2. A lot of it's crap. Ted Sarandos. Crap. I've heard about TV licenses, and I guess it's just, you got to pay for that BBC. Crap.
Watching some videos of architecture and fun stuff. Speaking of TV licenses, I did have an American in my comments last week saying at least we don't have to have a license to watch TV. And I was like, no, you just have to pay Comcast, the worst rated company in the world, $100 a month for the privilege. In the UK, you can just watch it for free and then not tell them. Though I wouldn't recommend doing that because that'd be breaking the law.
Right.
But also, like I said, who's watching TV? What do you do? I guess if you want to watch the footy, then go to the bar or something. I don't know.
Is footy football? I think footy's football. I'm not going to look it up. I'm going to assume footy's football, right? Soccer. Crap.
Cash-only parking ticket machines. Looking at you, hospitals in Oxfordshire. That is very niche. Which IMO is even worse because it's the same kind of choice to go to the hospital as going to the shops.
Cash-only parking? That would be horrible. Crap.
That is very niche. Which IMO is even worse because it's the same kind of choice to go to the hospital as going to the shops. To be fair, I'm very surprised there are still cash-only parking ticket machines. So, I mean, that's one of the ones that I'm most surprised at that's still a thing in 2021. Either let me use an app or let me tap in. People talking or listening to... scrolling back up. You own a car? Scrolling back down. People talking or listening to music/videos on speakerphones in public places such as restaurants. Right off. Yet again, I feel like this is something that every once in a while someone will do on the underground, and I'm like, well, that man must have an incredibly large dong.
That's not what I think. I think this guy has some music that he wants to force everybody else to listen to. People around here will ride their bikes with a USB speaker and it's just cranked. I don't get it. What is that? Why don't you wear headphones? I don't get it. Crap.
I've never done that because I don't have a really large music library I want to share with everybody, so that's fine. I'm glad this video is not sponsored except by you. Don't forget, okay? You sponsored today's video, you subscribed, thanks. I make new videos every single Sunday and I appreciate it. Hopefully your comments on this one will be in a future one, in a new place. Things that should not exist in 2021, poverty. Poverty should not be a thing. The government should be in charge of fixing this type of thing, but I believe at the moment they're fighting over still not fixing Hammersmith Bridge. Great. Extra charges on top of tickets. Ticketmaster has entered the chat.
Gosh.
That's an American thing. Do you guys even have Ticketmaster over here? I hope not. Ticket, £50. Venue restoration fee, £5.
What? Crap.
Card payment fee, £2. Want to insure your tickets in case you don't make it? That's another £6. That's fair. I would say that one is fair. You can have it delivered for £7.99, as they only offer next day FedEx. Or you can pay them £1 for the privilege of printing at home. It does sound like you guys have the same exact company as we do in the States, Ticketmaster. If it's not
so
Ticketmaster,
annoying.
it's probably similar. But the fact that these companies will charge you to print makes my blood boil. Hello? I heard someone knocking. Probably my landlord trying to tell me to get out of the house. I have 3 days left. 3 days left. I gotta leave the house. Paying to use the toilet. Normally seen in train stations. Yeah, I feel like every time I've seen one of those, I just hop over the barrier. I'm that guy. I'm sorry. I'm not, as we said, who's carrying change with them? Not me.
Right.
And I don't want to change my trousers on the train. So I'm going to poop in the train station, okay?
I've never seen a pay-to-poop bathroom, but if that would cause us to have more bathrooms, I think that's great. You gotta pay for the bathroom, right? Now, you gotta go to a shop or a restaurant and buy like a pack of gum or a bottle of water just to use the bathroom. I get it. Bathrooms are for customers only, but it would be nice to just be able to evacuate my bladder when it needs to be evacuated. There would be less human turds on the sidewalk. LA Mayor Karen Bass. Crap.
Sunday trading laws. I know retail workers will bitch and moan about it, but come on, it's 2021. We need to drop this archaic law, which depends on the size of the establishment.
What's a Sunday trading law? Do you mean like stocks? Laws restricting or banning certain activities on specific days, usually Sundays in the Western world. Oh, yeah. Crap. When I lived in Atlanta, the first few years I lived in Atlanta, you could not buy alcohol on Sundays. That seems so dumb, but it changed. And now you can buy alcohol on Sundays.
As an American, yes, please. I would like things to be open on Sunday. But as someone who spent a month and a half in Germany, I really liked that. So I actually don't know. I'm like in between. Like the UK doesn't actually have a side here. We're open on Sundays for like 3 or 4 hours. What's the point? When I worked at Urban Outfitters, I used to hate that because I'd have to come in at noon and then leave at 5. The price of the train each way, it was £6.20 an hour or some bullshit like that. I basically didn't make enough money to really pay for that trip. So, yeah, not a the 5-day.
How much were you making at Urban Outfitters? You were not making $1 an hour? Crap. 5-day working week is this next one. Yo, we need a 4-day work week.
The 5-day working week, I would genuinely like it if we could get to a 4-day and you had to be like, Evan, you're a YouTuber. What does that mean? I've worked a lot of freaking jobs, okay? And I just feel like we would be better as a society as 4, okay?
2 days off is not enough, y'all. It's not. It's not. The first day off, you're just sleeping in. You're like physically resting. Second day off, you're just sort of waking up and getting into it, right? You need a third day off to party.
Food being served on anything but platers. How
What's
has
a
this
plater?
not died off yet? What the heck is a plater?
Yeah.
Ordered some nachos yesterday. The waitress brought them out to us on a griddle pan and said, watch out, the pan is really, really hot. Well, then serve it to me on a bloody plate, fam. I mean, I think that always is a bit fancy, but also, all right, go off, I guess. I ordered a steak at a pub recently. It came out on a rather stylish plate atop a wooden block. I like that. It's a little added flourish. My knuckle brushed it for a half second and had a blister for a week.
That's the price you pay for high cuisine.
That's because Chef Mike cooked your steak on that plate. This one upset OP, poverty, race.
Wait, what is a plater exactly? Is it just a plate? A skilled worker who coats articles with a film of metal? I don't think that's it. I think he just means plates. I'm not going to dive too deep into that.
This one upset OP, poverty, racism he can excuse, but he draws the line at food being served on anything but platers. I'm assuming that's just a spelling error, by the way. Just plates.
Yeah, okay.
r/we want plates. Please tell me this is a real subreddit. Please tell me that. Oh my God. There's a subreddit for people who just want plates.
Oh my God.
This is
What
the
boring
next
people.
Evan Ettinger video. It'd be like, here we go, guys. This is the content. Oh my God. Due to circumstances beyond our control, all meals will be served on plates. We apologize if this spoils your experience. Wow, this subreddit is having the best day of their lives. Thank you for the little diversion into plate country. All right. Hope you played nice. Puns aside,
Okay.
What shouldn't be a thing in 2021? We got a couple left here. Billionaires. Abso-freaking-lutely.
Why not? Billionaires shouldn't be a thing? How about just no poverty? Don't bring the billionaire down because he made $1 billion. Like, that's good for them, right? I want the freedom to make $1 billion. I would turn that around and just say no poverty. Let's not have anybody starving. No kids dying in the streets, right?
Stamp duty. Yes.
What is that?
As someone who's buying a... Yes. Being taxed to put a roof over your head.
Hang on, what's stamp duty? A stamp duty, also known as a stamp tax or documentary stamp tax, is a tax that a government levies on documents that are required to legally record certain types of transactions. Oh, so like, in America it would be a public notary? Notary public. I don't mind it.
Being taxed to put a roof over your head, I say we, maybe throw a revolution. Throw some tea in maybe the harbor.
I mean, yeah, that would be great, but who's going to pay for the road to get to your house? Or the trucks to carry your garbage away? Or your like, frickin' fire truck? Frickin' paddy wagons and frickin' ambulances. Oh, well, we pay for the ambulances with health insurance and medical malpractice suits.
And by who should do this revolution? Just London. And then we'll be attacked by everybody else in the north of London, south of London, and we would just be like, fine. That's homophobia. I mean, in 2021, from my experience as a straight white man, I haven't seen it as much. Obviously, it's still a very big thing, but it's been so nice seeing how much more accepting people have been in the last decade of my life, especially in the UK. I mean, one of the first things I remember noticing when I first moved here was seeing like two guys just making out in the street at like 2 a.m. And I was like, whoa, that would never happen in my hometown. So it's just nice to see.
Gay people are nothing to be afraid of, y'all, just because they're gay. I feel like we all know that. Right? If anything, they're fun to party with.
I'm not a voyeur. Not. And one last one here. 2021, what is one thing that absolutely should not still exist? You not subscribe to my channel. Me not having 1 million subs. Come on now. Help me get there, my friends. Please. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked this Reddit video, I've got another one for you right here, which I would say is better.
Hey, y'all. Subscribe to Evan Ettinger's page. Let's help him get 1 million. Maybe subscribe to me as well while you're at it. Maybe. Thank you. This was interesting. I wonder if things have changed in the past 3 years. I mean, I know that one show got canceled, Mrs. Brown's Boys. So things are looking up. Life is better than it was 3 years ago, apparently. Anyway, thank you all for watching this with me, and I'll see you next time. Later. Crap.